Can you see that on the grass? There's like a dew, and it's usually there first thing in the morning, and that's what I used to sometimes think. We had really dry weather, but first thing in the morning, if you get up early enough, you see the dew, and it was almost like there's an underground spring watering the grass, because despite whatever the weather, the grass, well, yeah, still grew quite big. So one of the things that I'm doing this morning, well, the main job is to trim the Mexican sunflower. So it's planted all around the garden, and where I can get it, especially like in the front, I keep it trimmed, and then I take my time. It's very sunny out here now. I take my time. Well, this is not Mexican sunflower, but these have to be trimmed as well, but that's for another day. But yeah, I take my time and I go around the garden. Can you hear them on? These are they're wasps. They like the flowers and they gather. Can you see them? It's filled. But this tree has to be trimmed, and I have to trim it by there. Because all those pods you can see are filled with seeds, and it's a very invasive plant. It's called the river tamarind, and I've got two that need to be really cut back. This one, the broadleaf thyme, have made it home, and that's okay for now, because it then brings up, this is my deadwood hedge filled with Mexican sunflower, and I have a papaya growing there as well. Anyway, it's the kind of jobs that you have to do. I have to do this at least twice a year. This main thing, sort of like coming round and chopping them back. And if you wait, there's a period of time that if you wait, then they get spindly like this. So this is one of the times, and they're easier to cut. It's easier for me to reach because all I have is my I've got a bigger ladder, but because I'm doing it out here myself, I've just got a 2-step ladder that I'm going round and cutting. So I've done that front bit, and so I'm going to bring them all the way round. And it's, yeah, one of those things. I'm a lone gardener out here, and so this is a job that I will probably leave for the next couple of days, and I'll just try and get the whole thing, this whole bit done. This will probably take me about an hour, I think. What I truly need, as the garden establishes, I need several updated tools. I'm currently working with a long-armed, I think it's called a seccator, and then I've got this small hand one. I've got a long-armed saw and a shorter one, but I need like a hedge trimmer for the Mexican sunflower. I'm feeling I need a hedge trimmer, and then for the trees now, I need to get myself a chainsaw, because then this will be done in like 5 minutes. I could get this trimmed. As it is, I have to take one kind of these branches a day, because it's harder wood and it does take time. So one of the jobs today, as I said, is to do the Mexican sunflower. I've done some already. Oh look, I'm gonna pass I'm hoping to pick this one in the next few days. I just have to keep an eye on it because the monkeys will come and just feast. And I also, there's coal there, I'd also plan to trim this. This is the flamboyant tree. And if you can tell it's kind of leaning this way, and they're known for their shallow root system, so I have to trim the front, these branches where it's leaning over, so that we don't want that happening. Plus, because it's near the well, we don't want the roots, you know, finding its way to the well, and then it's like uncontrollable. So that's why I've got my long-armed saw there. I'm going to cut off a few branches. This is really nice when the sun gets to a certain position, and the aim is to be able to sit out here. I'm creating all these spaces so that, yeah, if you feel like sitting here, it gets nice and shady because of the denseness. When it rains, well, it can't be a heavy downpour to sit under it, and I don't think you should sit under trees in the thunder and lightning, but a light rain, and it's like a really nice spot to just, you know, chill. And then you can take a glance up there, and then in front of it I've got some more Mexican sunflower growing, banana patch. These haven't fruited yet. I'm hoping that the big one will fruit this year. It's steadily growing, and it's got a couple of pups. I wanted this to be a banana patch, and it's on a slope, and when it rains this area gets really saturated, so I thought, well, it drains off, so this should be a nice spot for the banana. And then on my right I've got some more Mexican sunflower growing, and I've recently planted the aloes. The Mexican sunflower there was planted, we're going back 6 years, and as you can see, over time it gets quite woody, so these will just break. Yeah, it just goes brittle, and I've cut it right back a couple of times, and that's what I'm going to have to do, and just let it re-establish itself. These woody bits are just dead, you know, so the best thing is, yeah, cut it right back, and then see which of the parts of the plant want to grow back, or which just need to be removed. And that's why I grew the aloes in front, so that you've got another plant growing. The aloes will grow to about here, so it would still be a nice little border. Yeah, it's looking a bit scraggly, so it really does need to be, especially this end. I was cutting back and removing some of the, you can see around here, some of the brittle bits. They just have to be removed, honestly. Yeah, and cut right back. I've done it to this about twice in, say, 5 years, like really, really low. But the job, as I said, that I'm doing right now is I've cut this section. There was a section here, and as you can see, this is a bit that I've cut, so I just feed the I would normally do chop and drop, and then I will, with the leaves, and then the stemmy bits like this, I put it back into the deadwood hedge. It's a makeshift deadwood hedge. I've seen how you can do it even better, and it'll look a lot neater, but this is suffice. It provides a you know, a barrier from the other side, and encloses it all, and I've managed to do that. But again, if I had my hedge trimmer, I could, you know, do them at equal length. I'm cutting, ooh, parakeet, I'm cutting everyone by hand individually, and yeah, that's a few hours work. So I have to go on the other side to get those ones, so I thought what I would now do is trim the flamboyant tree. So I'm going to do that, and I will come back. Come here. Okay, so I've only cut 2 branches, but it's quite a lot. I think I still need to cut this one. I can't cut it all at once because there's a couple of trees underneath that I want to protect. So this one. So there's 4 branches, so I'm gonna have to do them individually. You can see some young pods coming as well. Hey Cole, what you doing? Hey buddy, what you doing? Yes, so this branch here and this branch, what other one? I'm gonna trim this one right there. Yeah, so that'll take care of that. And there is one at the back that I need to because it's gonna go over, so I need to cut there. Yeah, so that's that. So just an encouragement that sometimes the garden can get overwhelming, or whatever it is you're growing, and you have to take it in stages. You can't do everything at once. Sometimes you feel like you just want to get it done. Like I also wanted to, there's a couple of trees over there that I need to trim just there. They're the river tamarind trees, again, that they're invasive, and I try and cut them before they start to produce their seeds. But you have to take a job at a time, and what I do is do some easy tasks, do some challenging tasks as well, get those challenging tasks out there. This the flamboyant tree is a challenging task because it's, you know, obviously harder to cut than the Mexican sunflower. And one of the things that I forgot as well was my eye protection, because if you got all the stuff can drop into your eyes, so make sure you wear the proper gear. But yeah, take it a step at a time, because now what has to happen with these is I break them off, and each of one of these, I take the leaves and they scatter in spaces where there's no grass and it gets quite muddy. So we're expecting rain. We're in the rainy season, hurricane season. So in places like this, once this is mowed, The grass is very low here, and even this bit here. So this is a typical spot, as I say, that gets quite muddy. So I put down loads of leaves from the shack tree, especially because this is the one that you can see here now. It takes a long time to break down, so I use that one. I use the fountain grass. I cut that up because it's fibrous, and I also take the flamboyant tree leaves because they change colour and they go like a really deep brown, so it almost feels like I've got a proper path, you know, like one that I would really want. Let's see here, you can see how they change colour, and then this is what's left. You got the deep brown of the leaves. See there, it all just breaks down, and then I can use this. The birds use this, these bits, they use these to help build their nest, and also the grass that's dried out, so this would be ideal for them. They come and they build their nest with that. So yeah, that's my job for today. I think that by the time I've finished chopping up and placing the Mexican sunflower around the garden that needs to, it's going to be my okra and vegetable spot, like my squash and pumpkin. So I'll do that. I'll cut this up, and I need to cut these up. I'm not gonna chop any more branches today, but chop these up, and then that's like a good 2 hours. So I hope you feel encouraged in your space, however big or small it is, but that you know, take jobs at a time. I kind of generally know the kind of way I want the garden to look and the jobs that need to be done, but you know, write them down, and then you can tick them off to say, well, that's, you know, what I've done today, and you can feel proud and document. That's one of the things that I want to do, document the lives of certain plants. So like the Mexican sunflower, you don't normally, I didn't even realize it did this. See, this was all one that I planted, and now all of this is gonna come away. I've just left it, but this is all brittle, so something else has to be planted here. I've currently got some pomegranates growing. I'm going to let them grow, and I've got a little baby neem here, and then I've got a quadrella indica plant. This is produces scented flowers and pods. But yeah, document the things that happen over time to some of the plants, and that will be of use to other people, as well as the video evidence. Anyway, so I hope you have a blessed morning, a blessed day, and thank you for joining me. See, there's my 2-step ladder. Thank you for joining me, and I'm going to get on with this job and then go and get me a nice cup of tea. Have a shower, have a cup of tea. Anyway, see you next time. Take care for now. If you've got any questions, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions, please do leave them, or just say hi. But yeah, this is some of the jobs that do take their time and can be challenging at times, but if you break it into smaller tasks, as we know, you'll get it done. And as we started, so we will finish on the early morning dew. Take care.